Alaska over 15 years ago from Nebraska. I fell in love with Alaska. Anchorage is it's a great city to raise children in. A lot of opportunities for employment and recreation here in the state. And I think that's what has kept me here as long as I've been here. We've been dispatched to a disturbance with a gun. There's a subject supposedly brandishing a handgun, and there's a dog involved in which possibly the person with the gun is actually giving the dog or commands or allowing the dog to bite another subject that's involved in a physical fight.
How I got what?
How you got the injuries? You got a bruise on your neck?
You bit me here. This is probably just from rolling around on the ground. That's probably just pavement.
Rolling around
out here, because
the guy. No,
with him. With the dog and him both. First he sicked the dog on me, and then he came at me and hit me in the ear. It's still ringing. Other than that, he didn't really get a slug in. But
you also have looks like a bruise on your right temple. Do you know how you got that one?
Probably from that, because I didn't have it before this.
Nothing specific. Just
hello. Do you see all this out here?
Yeah, pretty much. I've seen the end of it anyways.
Okay.
We just got home. We were unloading groceries.
Hey,
and then Erin, my wife, came out on the porch. She said, call 911, call 911. So I went ahead and said, you call 911. I came out here, and there was a guy and his dog and another individual there out here attacking Kirk. The owner of the dog was telling him to sick him on him, and the other guy was saying, I'm going to get a gun. And we're like, hey, just calm down, everybody. Let's just calm down now. This isn't either. There's children around. There's kids around. What's going on here? And then he started shouting at my wife and calling her names. I was like, hey, that's my wife, guy.
How much did your wife see?
She seen a little bit more than me, because she was the one that notified me that everything was going down when I came out.
All right, Erin, I understand you witnessed what was going on out here.
I heard a dog barking really loud, and I came out. Kirk's a really good friend of ours, and the dog was biting him. And they were on the ground rolling, and that guy was just beating the heck out of him. The other guy was egging him on, the passenger.
What'd the guy look like that you say was fighting with Kurt directly?
I've seen him before, actually, a bunch of times. He was shirtless. He had jeans on, blue jeans, and I don't know. He had some tattoos. Okay. But I don't know how to say his
little guy?
He's a tall guy.
Okay.
Tall.
Did you see the dog attack Kurt?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. And was somebody sending the dog to do that, or what happened? Okay.
Both of them. The one that was egging it on the most was the passenger. He was egging him on, sick him, just like telling the dog to bite him. And then they were yelling at me to call the cops, so I did. And when the guy saw me on the phone, he pulled out the gun. He said, you're gonna call the cops, bitch, I'll kill you.
So, what happened up there on Latouche, exactly?
I went there, and my buddy here got in a fight with another guy, and the guy grabbed a hammer when Matt's dog was biting him, so I didn't like it, so he cracked him a few times with the hammer. We left, and here we are.
Where were you standing when all this initiated?
I was right here between, 5 feet away.
5 feet away.
Yeah.
Did you see either of these individuals we're looking at here actually send the dog on Kurt? Or hear them say anything to the dog?
I heard the guy with the green hat saying sick him.
You heard the guy with the green hat say sick him to the dog? Okay.
Sick him to Kurt, right.
There's still a question about a hammer, and one of these subjects are apparently stating that they may have been struck by a hammer. Did you see that occur?
I didn't see anybody get struck with a hammer. I know I've seen Kirk pick up a hammer, and it was a complete self-defense mechanism. And it was a deterrent to keep the subject away from him.
Okay.
I went over there, and he came out of his house and issued a challenge. I walked across the street. He had a framing hammer behind his back. The first thing he did was he swung it at my face.
So did the hammer came out right at first, or were you guys already involved before the hammer came out?
I can tell you that I have several people that live over there in that area, some that know Kurt, some that don't, that are telling me that he didn't have the hammer when you guys first got into it in the street, that he only went back for the hammer in self-defense after you and your dog had attacked him in the middle of the street.
Yeah, and that's not true about us attacking him. I mean, he was the first to start swinging the stuff. He was standing outside
you
his
understand
house.
how it looks, though. You went there, right, Matt? I mean, you went to him.
That's why I'm here right now, and I'm probably going to go to jail over the whole thing or whatever, and that was my mistake. But
what's the scoop with the dog? Because I've also got several witnesses that say that your friend here was actually sicking the dog on Kurt, saying those words. telling the dog to get him?
I don't know what they were doing because I was in the middle of an altercation, but I never submitted any command to my dog at all to sick anybody. I told my dog like 5 different times to get back on my motorhome again.
Okay.
And the witnesses should testify to that too.
Okay.
Again, these
also,
witnesses are all Kirk's friends and neighbors.
Not all of them. No, that's what I'm telling you. Not all of them. Okay. Anything else, Matt?
No, sir. That's it.
Okay. Go off tape at about 10:31 p.m. Have you photographed him?
Yes.
Okay. All right. If you just hang tight, I'm going to talk to him real quick. Hi, sir.
Hi.
There's a female in the area that apparently was saying she was going to call the cops, and she says that you made a threat to her when you were holding a gun.
That's not true.
Well, did you have words with her of some sort?
No. If it's the brunette that was upstairs in the middle apartment, she was telling Matt, yelling down at Matt, I'm going to call the cops, I'm going to call the cops. No, that gun was in my hands a matter of 20 seconds. I showed the CO2 gun, showed him that, and I laid it back down. I didn't wave it, I didn't point, I didn't do anything. I'm not a troublemaker, period. Okay. I mean, I'm not stupid enough to aim a gun at anybody. I'm not an idiot enough to threaten somebody's life. I'm a single dad, I work, I don't want to get in trouble over this.
All right, Matt. I need you to put your phone in your pocket.
Officer.
I need you to turn around for me. Turn around.
You're going to arrest me,
Turn
sir?
around. Put your hands behind your back. Spread your feet apart for me.
Officer, what did I do? What did I do?
You're under arrest for 2 counts of assault.
Please, I'm a single father. I didn't do anything.
All right.
Officer,
This one?
please.
This side?
I can't believe this.
What am I being arrested for?
Well, the assault.
So we're looking at felony assault on the shirtless guy over there for the dog portion, for allowing his dog to bite the other guy on Latouche. We're looking at a misdemeanor assault for the physical stuff with him instigating or being the primary aggressor in the fight with the guy. We're looking at 2 counts of felony assault on the guy over there with the sweatshirt. 1 for actually sending the dog to attack the other guy, and 1 for threatening the witness who was going to call the police.